Well, the debate over Sharia law in America may be heating up now after the Imam behind the Ground Zero Mosque made these comments about the strictest form of Islam yesterday.
So 90% of Sharia law is fully compatible, not only compatible, is consistent or compatible with American constitutional law and American laws. The areas of difference are small and minor.
So is the American Constitution and Sharia law, are they really compatible? Frank Gaffney, the founder and president for the Center for Security Policy, is my guest right now. Good morning to you, Frank.
Good morning, Gretchen.
Are they compatible, Frank?
I mean, look, this is preposterous on its face. Sharia, just for people's benefit who haven't been following this closely, is the law of Saudi Arabia and Iran and Somalia and Sudan. And anybody who thinks, knowing even a little bit about how women are treated there, how people who leave the faith are treated there, people who are homosexuals are treated there, could possibly say this is consistent with the way they're treated here. He's obviously either ignorant, which seems very unlikely, or he's engaged in what they call under Sharia taqiyya, which is lying for the faith. It's a sign of his contempt, I think, really for Americans, that he thinks they might actually believe this nonsense. We shouldn't, and I believe we shouldn't allow him to promote this Sharia program inside the United States either.
Right. It's really interesting. I just returned from Egypt, and I asked that very question of our highly educated guide. One question. I said, please help me understand why so many people believe in Sharia law. And I got a 15-minute dissertation of why they believe when you steal, you cut off your hand. When you kill somebody, we murder you. So it seems pretty different from the life I've had growing up in America.
Yeah, it's kind of different from the Constitution of the United States. It's kind of different from the freedoms that we enjoy here. You know, we have a major study coming out tomorrow that's really going to rip the mask off of people like Faisal Rauf, who are engaged in what I think is best described, well, they call it civilization jihad. It's kind of a stealth effort to bring about the same thing that the Al-Qaeda's and the violent kinds of jihadists have in mind as well, the triumph of this Sharia program in America. You'll be able to see it at shariathethreat.org tomorrow. But this is really an important time to get clear. What Faisal Rauf is doing is promoting the insinuation into this country of something that is absolutely antithetical to our Constitution, to our freedoms, to our form of government, to our way of life. And it really must be stopped.
And quickly, Frank, here's the problem with it. We asked our brain room here at Fox News, which is our research department, to quantify whether or not that's true. Is Sharia law 90% compatible and consistent with the American Constitution? And they came back and said this is a huge topic of academic debate and unfortunately not one that can be fact-checked. And maybe that's exactly why the Imam can throw out a number like that. It can't be fact-checked.
Let me just give you a point. Let's just say for the purpose of discussion that 90% is compliant. What if the other 10% requires, not just suggests, but requires the overthrow of our government? It requires women to be brutalized. It requires homosexuals to be killed and so on. That would mean it's not compliant, I think, with our, system of government or our values. And therefore, we must keep America Sharia free, bottom line.
A great point to end it with. Frank Gaffney, thanks very much for your thoughts today.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.